this 4-game road trip. But this team is murder on the road. Last year they were the best in the NBA on the road.
And this season they have won 8 and lost 7 on the road. So the officiating staff, Bill Oates, Steve Javie, Ken Maurer, and the Knicks control the opening tip.
And control is the name of the challenge for the Knicks, because if they let the Portland Trailblazers run, they will lose control of this game.
Jackson being played by Porter. Ewing feeling for the presence of Duckworth. And Duckworth off the rebound. Terry Porter, as his man Mark Jackson was picked off.
Oh, Oakley made some play. With all that rotation to double up Porter, he found his way to that passing lane to deflect that ball.
And Williams jumping out at Wilkins. So the matchup is Oakley and Drexler. Here is Gerald Wilkins. Buck Williams on the rebound. Jackson with the steal. And he will regroup.
Buck Williams guarding Ewing. There's a mismatch favoring Patrick. He slaps away at Buck Williams.
Jackson. Rebounded by Buck Williams.
Number 2 for Buck.
Another bad pass. The Portland Trailblazers have had their shot selection and sloppy play has hurt them and has hurt them in the playoffs.
Talking to John Wetzel, the assistant coach of this team, he said, we are a spontaneous team. As a result, we will get into periods when we make bad decisions, and that's their challenge, and it really has to come from the backcourt to a great degree. And veteran players like Terry Porter and Clyde Drexler have to carry the responsibility to keep this team sane in pressure moments. That's been their flaw.
Well, Jerome Kersey called for the foul on Xavier McDaniel, who earlier today did exercise his option to become an unrestricted free agent. I know you chatted about it with Knicks President Dave Checketts earlier.
Yes, Xavier did exercise the option. That will give him the freedom to perhaps make a little more money than his contract calls for over the next 3 years. But the Knicks are not nervous about it because it gives them salary cap flexibility, and in any case, they intend to keep Xavier.
Wilkins with a one-on-one move. So the Knicks lead it by the score of 3-0. Drexler. And Williams is hit by Oakley.
34.
That is a non-shooting foul, and Clyde Drexler will throw in.
Important that the Knicks close that middle as Oakley did then, to let the Blazers know that it will not be easy to cut across that middle and get shots around the hoop.
Buck Williams, he had to change his shot because of the presence of Patrick Ewing, but able to hit. Buck leading the NBA, shooting 60% from the field as he did a year ago when he was #1 in that department. Here's Ewing, the Knicks 5 and the Trailblazers 2.
The Knicks want to force this team into a half-court game, as they have done now.
Ewing over to help. Wilkins stripped. Beautiful play by Kersey.
Kersey got the hand in there at the last moment.
Duckworth from Drexler. It's the Knicks 5 and Portland 4. And the Trailblazers getting back on the transition. Knicks try to break. 3 minutes gone by.
See the contrast in the Blazers game. When they were slowed up into a half-court game, nothing happened. When they get running, something generally happens.
Here's Williams again from the outside. Pat Riley going with a matchup of Ewing against Buck Williams and Oakley against the center, Kevin Duckworth.
Idea being Buck Williams will not challenge Ewing, will not draw fouls.
McDaniel, the X-Man, has given the Knicks a 7-4 lead. McDaniel had a good one, particularly enjoyable for McDaniel because he did it on the road last night in Orlando. 11 for 15, 22 points. Knicks with a 7-4 lead. just saw that coming.
One of the many categories he excels in is stealing the basketball.
And that's a goaltend. The basket will count. Drexler receiving credit. So the Knicks now lead it 7-6.
Well, he has the nickname the Glide because he makes it look so easy, and it's such a pleasure to watch him come down the court. He's flying by people, but it seems so gently that he goes by them.
And he is so dangerous in the open court, has that explosive first step. Duckworth switching off to McDaniel. Here's Ewing. Oakley. Fouled by the combination of Williams and Drexler.
In this league since 1981.
5 total points the last 4 games for Charles Oakley.
1 field goal.
Well, the Knicks thus far 1 for 2 from the line. Make it 2 out of 3. So they're on a tear and missed their first 7 last night in Orlando. Finished 15 of 30 at the foul line.
Remarkably, they shot 59% for the game from the field and only 50% from the line.
Knicks 9 and Portland 6. Drexler with a fadeaway. Bad shot, but Duckworth able to convert. Clyde will say that was a pass. He set him up.
Undoubtedly, but Patrick Ewing let Duckworth get position under the basket. He didn't pay attention to Duckworth.
The Knicks have a 1-point lead. Wilkins got the roll.
Charles Oakley once again a force on the offensive boards.
Here's Duckworth. So apparently it was Oakley who got a piece of it, helping that roll. And that is a field goal for Charles. And the Knicks now lead it 11-8. The NBA, and I'd have to say the 2 surprises, Cleveland, second best record, and the Knicks, number 4 in front of Portland going into tonight's play.
Well, had anyone been able to predict at this point of the year the Knicks would be ahead of Portland, be a lot of happy faces as there are here around New York, but Portland is better than their record.
And Porter able to bury the jump from deep to bring the Knicks. Rather, the Blazers within 1. It's the Knicks 11, Portland 10, 6:45 remaining in this first quarter.
Take that point further, Mark. Pat Riley has voiced it recently as yesterday that he's not happy the way his team is playing, and here they are with the 4th best record.
Ewing, yes. Patrick Ewing is 2 out of 4. The Knicks 13 and Portland 10. Nice dribble move by Porter. Rebound Duckworth. And Portland is down by 1.
Duckworth is not feeling any contact on him. He's not a contact player. He's getting plenty of room to move. He's too big not to be noticed by the Knicks. Pounds.
Kevin Duckworth in his 6th year out of Easton, Illinois. And in Portland, he caught the most heat for the Blazers' disappointing showing in the playoffs. Did not have a good one, in particular against the Lakers.
Yes, he can be quiet on a court, and people expect a man of his size and girth and certainly ability not to be quiet in the big ones.
It's the Knicks 14 and the Trailblazers 12. Kersey, long-range shot with McDaniel in his face, so Jerome Kersey has tied the game at 14.
Kersey does not have a three-point make this year. Hard to believe the way he made that one.
Jerome Kersey and Xavier McDaniel very familiar with each other from Xavier's play in their division. Wilkins weaving his way. Another nice move by Gerald, and the Knicks lead by 2.
Boy, Gerald got back into stride last night with many setup plays for him to go one-on-one.
Duckworth has the open shot, and the game is tied at 16, and Duckworth off to a good start. He has 8 points.
Knicks are just not paying attention to him.
McDaniel, and back come the Blazers, led by Porter. Nice feed. Drexler finding Buck Williams. Portland leads by 2.
Buck just blew by Charles Oakley.
We're just under 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter here at Madison Square Garden. Marv Albert, John Andres, Al Troutwig, Walt Clyde Frazier. The Knicks and the Trailblazers meeting for the first time this season.
So all the Knicks could have wanted out of that offensive movement. They got the open shot.
Drexler from three-point territory. He backed to the downtown area and then was able to connect, and Portland now leads by 5.
That is his 48th three-point shot of the year.
Ewing to the hook.
Gorgeous. Why not more often, Patrick? The way you can shoot that hook shot.
And we've rarely seen it from that distance. Nice sweeping line drive hook by Patrick Ewing. Portland with a 3-point lead. Anthony Mason getting set to come on for the first substitution of the night. Ewing helping out on Porter, leaving Buck Williams free for a moment. That's a three-point attempt. And Jackson able to save it.
Those are the hasty kind of decisions Porter makes sometimes, which aren't in the best interest of the team. That double teaming broke up their offensive sequence, and then he bombed one.
McDaniel coming off the pick. Well executed. Oakley setting the screen, and then Xavier McDaniel connecting. He has 5, and the Knicks now down by 1. Good play by Wilkins, closing the baseline. Drexler thought he was fouled. Knicks have a 3-on-2. Here's Jackson giving it up. McDaniel on the recovery, and the Knicks lead 22-21. Rick Adelman wants to talk it over. 6 unanswered by the Knicks from Robinson. The Knicks with 6 consecutive points lead at 22-21. 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Now Mason working on Duckworth. Here's Wilkins passing up the shot. McDaniel open. Yes.
Well, he's just living in that left corner, and the Knicks know where to find him.
9 points for Xavier McDaniel. Knicks 24, Blazers 21. Drexler is fouled. So Clyde McGlide
makes his moves so difficult, gives him such versatility in his offense, and Drexler is also 6'7".
Clyde a 78% free throw shooter, and very instrumental in that victory last night against the Cavaliers. Trailblazers winning 121-114. The Cavs were 15-1 at home. They had won 11 in a row overall. The Knicks lead it by 2. Cliff Robinson jumping out on Gerald Wilkins. Here's Ewing off the fake through the foul. It counts. Worth call for his first. I should mention, John, that somehow tonight we are doing it without the electronic wizard, Howie Singer. Very tough guy, tough to keep away, but Howie bit under the weather, suffering from the flu. So our director is Bob Lewis. Bob does have his consecutive streak going. Howie's been closing. Mike McCarthy has been handling the producing chores. That basket batted away. It's called offensive interference. The Knicks in the midst of an 11-1 run. Now lead it by 5 with 1 minute and 45 remaining in the first quarter. That sounds a lot like Howie. I think he's doing his electronic wizard impersonation.
The story is that the electronic wizard will be back tomorrow, though. Big weekend coming up for the Knicks.
I think he's awake now.
I think so.
Wilkins for 3. Gerald Wilkins from downtown, and the Knicks have opened up an 8-point lead with 1 minute and 20 remaining in the first. Drexler tried to answer. Mason on the rebound. It has been an excellent shooting first quarter for the Knicks. Haynes got picked off. Ewing putting the move on Duckworth. Mason bats it to the corner. And Mason in a battle with Robinson. Goes to the fadeaway. Duckworth on the rebound.
Strong box out of Ewing.
Oh, what a just thought they showed that a foul. Kersey took a shot. The ball was knocked out of bounds. It will be Portland ball with first. Knicks with an 8-point lead. And they're looking to nurse the clock. And on the 24, Robinson jumping out. Down to 5 on the shot clock. McDaniel from downtown. Yes! The Knicks by 11. Final seconds. Well, the Knicks close the first quarter by outscoring the Trailblazers by the count of 17-1. Abdulabi in his second year out of Duke, reporting in for the first time tonight. It was last Tuesday in Orlando, a most embarrassing moment for Abdulabi, getting set to check in. Took the warm-up jacket off and forgot his jersey, John. Had his T-shirt on.
Proceeded to hide, or he hoped he was hiding behind a towel.
Did not report it to the game, and Abdulabi gets right to it. At one point, it was 21-16 Portland. The Knicks closed the first quarter by outscoring Portland 17-1. As we get underway here in the second, it's now the Knicks 33 and Portland 24. Ewing drawing the double team, snaps it out. Jackson goes down, and the Blazers have a 3-on-2. Haynes passed up the shot and cost him. McDaniel. And it will be Nick Ball. Nick's got a break. The rookie from University of Southern California, Robert Pack, has come on for the first time. Robinson cuts that big lead to, along with Ames. Up front, Robinson, Abdulabi, and Kersey.
Names you're not usually referring to, Mark. We only see this team twice a year.
Abdulabi off to a good start. And Pat Riley wants to talk it over. Abdulabi is a local product. Actually, while Patrick Ewing back now. Xavier McDaniel will sit down, leads with 12 points in 5 out of 8 from the field. And here's it from the crowd. So the Knicks have a front line of Ewing with Oakley and Mason. Starks and Anthony at the guard. Ewing working against Cooper. Ewing with a drop step through the foul. Well, great on Ainge, who came over to help out. Ewing is 1 for 1 from the line. So the Knicks off to a very reasonable start at the foul line. They've hit 6 of 8.
Well, Marv, the fact is the baskets are bigger at home.
You know, last night, remember there was a slight delay in the game, at the start of the game, because they were changing the nets on the basket. You know, some players, I won't say who's, actually on both squads, as you know, I canvassed the area after the game, checked with the players about things like the netting. They complained. They said it threw them off. And the foul called on Starks because they warmed up accustomed. Now, do you buy this guy? They warmed up. They said they were accustomed to the way the net had been set.
Snap in the net.
It bothered some guys. It bothered some guys. Now, we can't blame the Knicks free throw shooting on that, because we've seen that act in other situations. Here's Starks, and blocked by Robinson.
I will say, visually, when you look at a new net under a rim, it's much tighter and it has a different look to it than it does when the net has been played with a while and it is looser. And if you're telling the truth, I could buy that to a degree.
Put me on for sure.
I could buy the look being different, but there will be no sympathy from any coaching staff.
No, that's certainly true. But the netting was tight. Why do they always have these games in Orlando? Why would you change a net right before the game?
Hey, if you're Pat Williams, you'll do anything. And Pat has been known to be one of the more creative general managers in the league. I bet that won't be repeated, though.
Abdullahi with the step. And Cooper saves it. Look out. Foul called on Starks.
That's a tough call.
Abdullahi. Rebound Robinson. Cliff Robinson to the line as Oakley.
Talking to Tom Sanders before the game. Tom, of course, with the NBA after many distinguished years in the NBA with the Celtics. Robinson went by, said hello, and pointing out how Robinson is such an effective player. Drafted in 1989 on the second round, and Satch Sanders pointed out how he's been kind of playing angry ever since to prove to people that he should have been drafted higher. And that's just fine with the coaching staff in Portland if he continues to play that way, much like Mark Jackson did in his first year when he felt he should have been drafted higher.
At the time, Cliff Robinson was knocked for being soft. That's not the case as we have seen in his NBA play. He's been a very tough, solid player who can defend all three front court positions. 6'9", 6'10". Ewing lost it. McDaniel able to get to it.
Could have gotten an assist, too.
Absolutely. Mason's pass picked off by Robinson, recovered by Starks. Good look. McDaniel was fouled. It's called an Abdullahi. Nice shot. The Pearl taking it in from a very nice side court location. Earl from time to time joining us on the Madison Square Garden Network for radio and television work.
And I know how much Earl enjoys fans telling him what he's seen, as it often happens.
Well, in some cases I can understand that, John, when you're sitting in the stands. I know you appreciate that kind of help.
That's right. Fans always have good insights. They see things differently. Naturally, everybody does.
It's the Knicks 37 and Portland 29, 6.5 remaining in the first half. Clyde Drexler, Buck Williams getting set to return. Shot clock at 2. Cooper. Well, Wayne Cooper hits on his first field goal, and the Knicks lead is now 6. They've led by as many as 11. McDaniel. That was deflected by Cooper.
Cooper, an unlikely shooter. However, when you look at his record of late, he's made 19, now 20 of his last 31 field goal attempts. He has been hot.
Robinson. And Cooper keeping it alive. Here's Robinson. Line driving it home. Going glass. Cliff Robinson with his second bucket. He has 5, and the Knicks lead is now 4.
Robinson is a 6'10", and he moves so smoothly.
Starks asking for the pick, and then lost the dribble. Recaptured by Anthony. Starks. But John Starks, that was just within 2-point range. The Knicks lead at 39-33. Here's Ainge.
Interesting thing for the Blazers is that they've been going for most of the second quarter as Anthony penetrates beautifully using the backboard with a second unit. Actually, the second and almost third unit. They've been coasting along, letting the regulars rest most of the way.
Knicks 41, Portland 33. Robinson getting position.
Well, Mason is quick, but Robinson beat him to position on that play.
It's the Knicks by 6 with 4:40 remaining in the first half. Abdullahi jumping out on a switch. Shot clock is down to 5. McDaniel. Well, one of those situations, holding on to the ball too long.
It's like you better make it.
Yes, he's forgiven. Off the victory last night at home against the Buffalo Sabres. It's the Knicks 43, Blazers 35. We're down to 4:05 remaining in this first half, and the foul is called. Tom McDaniel, his Duckworth with 8, and Robinson off the bench to hit 7 points. Cliff Robinson 1 for 2 from the line.
Robinson Robinson, always the first man off the bench for the Trailblazers because of his versatility. As you mentioned before, he can play any position on the front line.
The Knicks lead by 7. Jackson is back. Jackson and Wilkins in the backcourt. Ewing up front with Mason and McDaniel. Oakley sitting down after picking up his third. McDaniel changed his mind. Shot clock at 2. Wilkins for 3. Mason somehow got to the rebound. McDaniel, yes. X-Man has hit 7 of 12. He has 17 points.
Amazing how he takes jump shot after jump shot from a corner. In other words, he doesn't have the backboard to work with. He's just seeing the rim.
And Drexler was stopped. It will be Portland ball with 12 on the 24th. The officials checking it over. And the outside man, Steve Javy, had the better view and said last touch by the Knicks. So Robinson will throw in. Drexler from deep. So Clyde Drexler has 8 points. It's the Knicks 45 and Portland 38. The Knicks here at the Garden have won 14 and lost 3. However, they've split their last 6 home games. They come in 22 and 11, leading the Atlantic by 2 games over Boston. Celtics trailing the Nets late second quarter, trailing by 2 points. And McDaniel is held by Drexler. In the NBA, only the Los Angeles Clippers are worse.
Pat Riley pointed out after last night's game that if you're going to play with the better teams in the league and you're going to be a legitimate contender, you've got to do all of the little things well. And that's one of the things he's pointing at. Very perplexed, so much so that he even suggested after Knicks shot so poorly last night that they were not going to practice foul shots anymore. They weren't going to be allowed to. Trying that mental game of taking the heat off the team and getting them to think a little more flexibly about their foul shooting.
Drexler is fouled by Williams.
What do you think, Marv, about Clyde Drexler? If there wasn't a Michael Jordan in the NBA, Clyde would be Mr. Excitement or pretty close to it. Unfortunately, he plays in such a small market. The national image isn't that way, but boy, his game is electric.
Yeah, if he were, I think so. If he were in New York or Chicago, I think he would be
L.A.
Yeah, L.A. And also has the great personality to go with it. Wilkins with 9. Yeah, I don't know. I know the purists would realize that. I don't know if that would matter. The alley-oop just off the mark. Here's Drexler giving it up to Kersey. And he's fouled. Good foul, though. Prevented the stuff. Kersey will go to the line. McDaniel called for the foul.
Mark Jackson with the alley-oop pass inside. Broken up nicely, though, by Duckworth. He was on the case, and that led to Drexler leading the break.
John starts, returns, and Xavier McDaniel sits down with 19 points. And the Portland foul shooting has been poor tonight. They are 4 for 10 from the line. They are a 74% free throw shooting club, right in the middle of the pack. The Knicks lead by 10. Minute and a half to go in the first half. Wilkins with a pretty move again. And the foul is called against the Trailblazers.
Knicks have been fortunate.
Wilkins to the line for the first time. In Orlando last night, Gerald going to the drive frequently. Had a 20-point game, 9 for 16 from the floor. The Knicks and the Blazers meet again in Portland at the end of March. Last season, Portland won both matchups. They have won the last 4 against the Knicks. Drexler could not tip it home. It'll be Portland ball The last win by the Knicks against Portland was March 28, 1989. That was here at Madison Square Garden. Biggest lead of the night, Knicks by 12.
You know, as I recall that game, Drexler had a poor game, and when I look back as Buck Williams shows that nice soft touch, I remember seeing him in the locker room before the game, Clyde Drexler that is, eating a hot dog. And he had a bad game. Really, I remember that before the game.
Right before the game. I was mentioning the other night, back to my ball boy days, I can recall, here Starks firing. And the Knicks now lead 53-41 when I was a visiting ball boy being asked by Wilt Chamberlain to purchase 2 hot dogs right before a game. Off the steal, Wilkins. Oh, broken up beautifully by Porter.
Gerald had Jackson to the right, but he couldn't get the pass through to him, or he didn't want to, one of the two. Very quick work by Gerald picking up that loose ball. Jackson over to the right of him, rather, and he couldn't get the pass to him.
John, you know the moral to the hot dog stories. Here's Jackson. Wilkins shooting. And it's rebounded by Buck Williams. The moral of the story, you just can't pass up those garden hot dogs. Terry Porter with a second field goal. He's been quiet. And the Knicks now lead at 53-43. Although Wilts were purchased at the old garden, it should be pointed out. Final seconds of the first half. And the Knicks are hearing the applause from the crowd. It's been a solid first half. Wilkins, change of direction.
He wants to dunk the ball so badly.
At the half, it's the Knicks over the Portland Trailblazers by the score of 53-43. We'll be back.
Excellent shooting half, 7 out of 12. Also added 6 rebounds, and just was tremendous for the Knicks' efforts and what they got done in the first half. But Kersey has another half, and he's much better than what he showed in the first half.
Yes, Jerome Kersey, a man who has had many an effective night against the Knicks, averages about 15 points per game. Played 17 minutes, had only 1 shot, 1 for 1 from the field. The Knicks have led by as many as 12, and they lead Portland 53-43, and we'd have to say a very flat first half for the Portland Trailblazers.
Frankly, Marv, the Blazers are capable of much more, and the Knicks had better prepare for a lot more, because there will be a much better team here in the second half.
Wilkins on the rebound. The Knicks with a 4-on-2. Now the Blazers able to get back. Jackson and Wilkins in the backcourt. Oakley up front with Ewing and McDaniel. Here's Jackson. Yes, Mark Jackson extends to a 55-43 Knick lead.
Terry Porter's daring him to do that. He's giving him room, so Jackson has accepted the challenge.
Duckworth goes to the spin. 10 points for Duckworth. The Knick lead is 10. The Knicks come in at 22-11. On top of the Atlantic, the 2 games over the second-place Boston Celtics. McDaniel open. And Duckworth on the box out.
Knicks have kept their spacing offensively beautifully, and they've been moving the ball around as well.
And Jerome Kersey hits on a second field goal to cut that lead down to 8. Wilkins off the pick. Porter. Oh, what a save. So the Blazers come out and have trimmed that Knick lead to 6.
Well, Charles Oakley was there, but he didn't set himself in defensive position, and Porter just glided around him.
2 minutes gone by in the third quarter. The shot clock at 4. Here's Jackson. And the Knicks now lead 57-49. 5 points for Mark Jackson.
When you think about it, it's hard to think of players around the NBA who can shoot the ball like Jackson around the basket. He throws up those running one-handers without the backboard and makes a tremendous percentage of them.
Nice. The Knicks lead it by 8 points. Busy stretch for the Knicks. Friday they play in Milwaukee. Saturday at Cleveland, and Monday afternoon it's back here at the Garden for the Indiana Pacers. Jackson, he's come out firing here in the third quarter, and the Knicks have that 10-point lead once again. And the foul called on Jackson.
Good play by Jackson. It was a short 2 points for Duckworth. But Mark is going to that jump shot more and more, and it's so important to his game. Nice lead pass. Duckworth in a mismatch thought he had the easy hoop. As it turned out, he shouldn't have bothered faking. He had the shorter man on him. No way Jackson could have stopped him had he gone right up.
Kevin Duckworth, a 73% free throw shooter. Here's a player who has added range to his jump shot. Last year averaged just under 16 points per game, but there is a downside, and one of the reasons that Trailblazers fans were incensed with him at times, particularly last year. Not a good passer, not a shot blocker, has very short arms for a man who is 7 feet tall.
Amazingly, all last season he had under 40 shot blocks throughout an 82-game season. And the last thing you would think a man 7 feet tall would need is increased range on his jump shot.
Jackson gives it up to McDaniel. That was a three-point attempt. Trailblazers on the run. Porter.
Can you believe how Drexler saw the man on his left? He didn't even look, didn't even glance. He just sensed he was there.
The steal of the soft pass thrown by Oakley. And the Knicks lead is only 2. 81-79. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the fourth. Patrick Ewing getting set to return. Line for the first time. He completes the three-point play. It's the Knicks 59 and Portland 53 with 3.5 gone by in the third. Ewing.
It's cold now for the first time this game.
And the outside official, Bill Oakes, says deflected out by the Knicks. Have the best view. So Kersey will put it in play. Duckworth, as we said, likes to go further and further out and has improved his range. It'll be Nick Ball, 18 on the 24. The Trailblazers come in at 23-12, second in the Pacific, a half game behind Golden State and a half game in front of Phoenix. Offensive foul. It's called on Ewing. That is his second.
Knicks need Patrick to step up defensively as well now as the Blazers get into their inside game.
Oakley complaining he felt he was fouled and continues the conversation. It's a 2-on-1 led by Kersey. Gave himself a facial.
On the bounce up, yes, but more importantly, the Blazers are getting into their personality now.
Yes, the Portland Trailblazers are unleashing. They are within 4. The Knicks take a timeout.
Got that shot up from the angle he was at. But the Knicks getting some tempo going now in their offense, thanks to Patrick Ewing.
In a struggle at the foul line tonight. On the other hand, the Knicks, in uncharacteristic fashion, have done well at the line.
These are the first foul shots for the Knicks in the second half.
The Knicks lead by 7. Strong third quarter for Jackson. Knicks 63, the Trailblazers 55. Chant of defense from the crowd. Duckworth. And Duckworth recovers. Here's Porter from downtown. So Terry Porter with his first from three-point land. He's 1 of 3 from downtown, and it's a 5-point Knick lead.
You better keep their eye on him. He's their best three-point shooter.
Wilkins. Darrell Wilkins with a tough move. He now has 15 points. It's the Knicks 65 and Portland 58. At this point, Drexler and Kersey have been very quiet. Duckworth off the fake, lost it. He thought he was fouled, did not get the call. Ewing drawing the double team. And Jackson.
That's good, though. It's important for players to communicate like that.
Jackson with the steal.
Oh, what a nose for the basketball he has.
Here's Jackson.
Yeah. How about Ewing on that pass back that time? Boy, he didn't even hesitate when he got the double team. Right back to Mark.
Mark Jackson with 10 of his 11 points here in the third quarter. Drexler to the spin. Oh, what a move by Clyde McBride. He has 10 points. The Knicks lead by 7.
Didn't look that way, but he knew where he was at every moment.
Ewing going face up. Oakley on the rebound and lost it. He tried to put it on the floor, and he put it off his foot. Drexler.
I don't believe his variety of shot attempts the last 2 times.
And that is all quickness as he put the move on Ewing. It's the Knicks 67 and the Trailblazers 62. And things really picking up in this third quarter with 4 minutes to go. McDaniel rebounded by Oakley. Knicks doing a nice job off the offensive glass. Jackson with the step, able to find McDaniel. Loose ball foul called on Portland.
You know, moments ago when Oakley got the
technical foul. It's on Buck Williams. The loose ball foul was charged to Kersey, and Buck and Jerome Kersey argued. And Buck was hit with the tee, so Mark Jackson, who is 3 for 4 from the line, will shoot the technical.
Mark had his chance to be the permanent technical foul shooter, and he blew it.
Here's Danny Ainge replacing Terry Porter, leaves with 12. And now Cliff Robinson for Buck Williams.
I don't recognize him without his headband. Oh, there he goes. Red one in the first half, black one in the second half.
Wilkins to the left-hand dribble, and he was pushed. Called on Ainge. Ainge has been quiet here tonight.
Well, Gerald will keep him busy. Ainge does not have the speed of Gerald Wilkins, and that is a problem for Ainge, who's now guarding Mark Jackson.
Anthony Mason is back in. Mason up front now with McDaniel and Ewing. They double up on Wilkins. And a 20-second timeout has been called by the Knicks. Darrell Wilkins was trapped in the corner and made the good move by taking the timeout with 3:14 remaining in the third.
Clyde Drexler finds amazing ways to get that ball in the basket, almost falling down, and he found his way in. The exact next move next time down court on the right-hand side. So deceptive inside. Kersey handling the ball. Drexler around the side, up and underneath. Runs into Ewing, and that didn't stop him.
McDaniel was hacked Robinson picks up his third, so the Knicks continue to go to the foul line. McDaniel is 4 for 6 from the line. He's a 68% free throw shooter. Well, the Knicks, after the good start from the line, have drifted away. They're now 15 for 21 from the foul line. So the Knicks lead by 6. From deep. Danny Ainge with his first field goal. It's the Knicks 68, Portland 64.
Well, when the Trailblazers gave up a #1 draft pick to get Danny Ainge, they thought he would be the key to the championship.
Jackson giving it up to McDaniel, rejected. Here's Kersey. And he'll go to the foul line. Well, the Trailblazers have the running game going here in the third quarter. We'll be back in a moment. You don't sound sincere to me.
If you can work it into your schedule.
Yes. Well, Kersey at the free throw line has knocked it down to a 3-point Knick lead. Knicks back in action on Friday night in Milwaukee. 9 o'clock start. Knicks and the Bucks right here on the MSG Network. The Knicks play the Cavaliers in Cleveland on Saturday. That'll be a 7:30 broadcast time. Light pressure being shown by the Trailblazers. Down to 2:20 remaining in the third, and the Knicks lead is 2. Shot clock at 5. Jackson rebounded by Duckworth. The Blazers in the midst of an 8-1 run. Drexler fires. He hit a three-pointer, and Portland has come from 12 down to take the lead. They lead by 1.
It's a matter of will as far as the Blazers see it. They're into it now, and Clyde Drexler is leading the way.
Well, the Knicks had a 17-1 spurt to close out the first quarter. Ewing, and the Knicks lead it by 1. And that ends the streak of Portland. They had outscored the Knicks 11-1 prior to the field goal by Ewing. A minute 20 remaining in the third. Drexler posting. Here's Duckworth. And the foul call against the Trailblazers as Mason was sent sprawling.
He's up in the second half in a big way, so I'm sure Pat Riley's hoping that can happen again.
Portland over the limit, so Mason to the line. He is only a 62% free throw shooter. Cliff Robinson, who picked up the last foul, will sit down. He has 4 personals. And Abdelnaby, who played well in the first half, checks in. It's the Knicks 71 and Portland 69. Abdelnaby being played by Mason. Drexler double team. Shot clock at 8. Duckworth through the foul.
Drexler losing control of the ball. It appeared still has ways, as he has shown throughout this game, to get the ball to the right people at the right moment. Even though he's not moving that fluidly many times on the offense, he doesn't lose it, though.
The officials blew the whistle. That was an awfully long huddle by Portland prior to Duckworth getting set at the foul line. He could be charged for a timeout. Kevin Duckworth is now 1 for 3 from the line, and Portland only 8 for 16 from the foul line. As Don Starks turned his ankle. 55 seconds remaining in the third. Again, the pressure from Portland. The Knicks lead is 1. Here's Starks from downtown. And a reaching
Well, Danny Ainge challenging to get that rebound. Mason was in his way, but Ainge didn't let that stop him. However, he committed the foul with that aggressive play.
Anthony Mason back to the line. He's 1 for 2 from the foul line. The Knicks are now 17 of 24 from the line. It's the Knicks 72 and Portland 70. Three-point Knick lead. 35 seconds remaining in the third. Drexler putting the speed on. And it will be Knick ball. What acceleration by Clyde the Glide.
He blows by people who, when you look at them, they seem to be moving pretty quickly, and he's just flying by them.
A 5-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Shot clock at 5. Nice pick and roll. Ewing, though, met by Abdullahi, and Ainge called for the foul. So Ewing to the line with 5 and 9/10 seconds to go in the third.
John Starks did the right thing when he got double teamed. When he threw the bounce pass, rarely does a big man miss a bounce pass because they're so easy to catch.
Now they've changed the foul. Abdullahi is called, not Ainge. Terry Porter getting set to check back in. They want him for the three-point possibility. Duckworth will sit down. Ewing is 2 for 3 from the line.
I would think Pat Riley has to be pretty pleased with the Knicks' effort here in the third quarter. You knew that the Trailblazers would come out strong and come on strong, but the Knicks have withstood this surge rather well.
Well, the Knicks came into the third quarter leading by 10. Portland has cut in. They had that 11-1 run. Knicks now lead it by 4.
Nope. Be safe, be safe.
Knicks 75, Portland 75 seconds to go in the third. Pressure on the ball. Ainge able to save. Nice defense. Just did beat the 24-second buzzer. Porter double teamed. Finds Robinson. So the Trailblazers come within 4.
Robinson shouldn't be free to get a pass 5 feet from the basket for a short jump shot. Somebody should be in his way.
Starks wide open from downtown. Minute 45 gone by in the quarter. Marv Albert, John Andres, Al Troutwig, Walt Frazier from the Garden. Ewing has picked up number 4. Abdelnaby getting the playing time and has played well. But that time called for a travel.
John Starks was spoken to by Pat Riley before the game in Orlando last night about his long-range shooting. Pat apparently felt that he was going too much to long-range shots, and John took that advice last night. He only took 2 threes because he had the hot hands, but he said, hey, the coach found things out that I didn't recognize. He pointed them out to me, and I'm going to heed his advice.
Well, Starks' pass on a pick and roll got away from him. The Knicks lead is 4. They've led by as many as 12. Again, Porter beating Jackson off the dribble. Buck Williams being played by Anthony Mason. And Robinson not able to hit on the reverse. McDaniel back to the Trailblazers. Robinson. It will be Portland ball. Here's Greg Anthony replacing Mark Jackson. Leads with 11. So the Knicks with Oakley, Mason, and McDaniel up front. Starks and Anthony at the guards.
These are the moments when the Knicks are facing the challenge physically. Both teams played last night. Oh, what a beautiful drive. Terry Porter using the backboard. Both teams playing last night, though, so this is where fatigue comes into it. This is where Pat Riley hopes his manner of conditioning his team pays off.
The Knick lead is now only 2. McDaniel.
Daniel's been short on a couple of jump shots now.
Illegal defense called for the first time, so Portland will get Starks. And now the Knicks are having their problems with the outside shot. But, oh! Anthony took a pop, and he drew the charge.
He's willing to do that, as he's demonstrated all season long. I don't think he wanted it to feel like that, though. Oh, what a rock. A rock solid body, too, of Buck Williams.
Greg hanging in. 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Here's Starks, and he drew the foul. And Abdelnaby collects his 4th. John Starks will go to the line. We were discussing the shooting of Xavier McDaniel just a moment ago. He had the hot hand earlier. He has missed his last 7 field goal attempts. Technical foul on Cliff Robinson, so that's the 2nd technical picked up by the Trailblazers. Earlier, Buck Williams was hit. However, Mark Jackson missed the tee, and John Starks will shoot it this time.
John was perfect last night from the line, Mark, if you might recall. 1 for 1.
So once again, the Knicks not able to take advantage of the technical. Now Starks with 2 more. And the Knicks are now 21 for 30 from the line.
John's not respecting the shooting form that makes foul shots, and that is following through to the basket instead of falling away. He does there.
It's the Knicks 79 and Portland 76. The foul called away from the ball. McDaniel called for his 3rd. A reminder tonight at 11. Catch the MSG Sports Desk's 15-minute edition. Bob Page will be on hand for all the important local and national sports news and highlights right here on the MSG Network, the best in the game. 7.5 to go in the 4th. Both clubs struggling with the outside shot. Knicks have the numbers. McDaniel close to a travel, but got rid of the ball. Here's Anthony. Yes! Greg Anthony provides a 5-point Knick lead.
All the shots are big now as the Trailblazers are going to try and come on strong again.
Shot clock at 8. Robinson. Abdelnaby. And Oakley gets to it.
That sequence was started by good defense by McDaniel on Robinson.
Oh, Anthony almost.
He did.
Traveled, yes.
Steps.
Starks for 3. It's the Knicks 81 and the Blazers 76. That was a 3-point attempt, and a loose ball foul called. It's on McDaniel. Cliff Robinson is having words now. Looks to be Anthony Mason and Robinson in that verbal exchange. McDaniel picks up his 4th. A timeout has been called with 6 in the second half. 31%, only 9 for 29 from the field in the second half. Portland 13 for 29. Knicks lead it by 5. Porter giving it up, and the foul against the Knicks. It is on Anthony. his first.
Portland Trailblazers are currently the second best team in the NBA at defending field goal shooting. San Antonio is number 1. But the Trailblazers allow on the average 44% shooting by their opponents. The Knicks right now as a team are at 41% after that fine shooting first half.
Clyde Drexler, a 78% free throw shooter. He's hit only 2 of 5 from the line, only 16 points for the game. Oakley able to save it. Knicks lead 81-77 before a sellout crowd here at the Garden. 19,763. It is the 7th sellout of the season. The pass picked off by Porter. Pass thrown by Oakley. And the Knicks lead is only 2. 81-79. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the fourth. Patrick Ewing getting set to return. Starks, played by Drexler. Starts the 3.
On that play, Marv, there was no member of the Knicks front line presenting themselves as a target, so Starks went for the long shot. No one coming to the ball.
Porter from downtown. And Mason able to get to the rebound.
The problem now, offensively, as Ewing gets ready to come back, is the combination of Oakley and Mason means 2 of the Knicks front line players are not going to be involved in the offense.
And Starks pass picked off by Porter. Kersey off the fake. And he's tying the game at 81. Both Patrick Ewing and Mark Jackson getting set to check in. Knicks take a timeout with 4:57 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Knicks moving the ball on the perimeter, but Charles Oakley let down for a moment, and Terry Porter analyzed that pretty quickly and turned it into 2 points. Very costly. Porter again in the middle of breaking up a play by the Knicks. Good sound defensive play by him. And inside, Terry.
Portland with 4 timeouts remaining. The Knicks have only 2. Both clubs have used their 20. The game is tied at 81, just under 5 minutes remaining in the fourth. Ewing and Jackson are back. Ewing up front with Mason and McDaniel. Jackson and Wilkins in the backcourt. Shot clock at 10. Jackson given the room. Shot clock at 5. They double up on Ewing. Here's Ewing.
Patrick couldn't find a target despite the pressure he was under.
It counts. That would have been a goaltend. And the Blazers take an 83-81 lead.
Blazers moving that ball. Drexler no problem receiving the ball. No one was challenging him. Blazers once again striking at the Knicks inside around the basket.
Knicks have led by as many as 12. They had a 10-point lead at the half, and they're now down by 2. Shot clock is down to 3, and a loose ball foul called on McDaniel. Xavier McDaniel, although in several instances has had the shot clock running down and very few options, but he is guilty of doing what Charles Barkley has been criticized for. Too much holding on to the ball.
And dribbling it, and in that case, he didn't protect the ball and open the way for Buck Williams to come in and steal it. Now, Buck Williams is not one that normally would steal a ball from someone dribbling it. Shows you how unprotected it was.
That was 5 on McDaniel. Buck Williams, a 72% free throw shooter. Blazers by 3, 84-81. Just under 4 minutes to go in the fourth. A 14-3 run by Portland. Jackson, yes. So Portland with a 1-point lead. Mark Jackson has 13 points, 12 of the 13 in the second half. Riley getting set to send John Starks back on the floor. Drexler. And Kersey keeps it alive.
Knicks big men aren't active enough for those loose balls around the basket.
Here's Kersey. And he was fouled. That is number 6 on Xavier McDaniel. We're set for an update. Let's go to Bob Page at the MSG Sports Desk.
Marv at Boston. Raphael Addison posts up Reggie Lewis. Watch him fake up and in for 2 and gets the call. The Nets take the lead with 5 minutes left. It's now New Jersey by 9. 1.5 to go. Back to you.
All right, Bob. New Jersey Nets playing very well as of late. And Boston, an injury-hit ball club, obviously having its problems. Kersey is now 3 for 5 from the line. Xavier McDaniel fouled out, departs with 20 points. Portland now leads 85-83 as we come up on 3 minutes to go in the fourth.
Knicks have to stiffen up defensively when the Blazers have the ball. Robinson is driving Ewing crazy with his physical play inside.
And Ewing lost it. Nice feed from Drexler. It counts. And Kersey will go to the line. Foul called on Starks.
Patrick Ewing getting all kinds of problems inside when he puts that ball down. 4 Blazers around him, and that opens the way to the fast break.
Kersey with 15 points. He's 5 for 5 from the field, and as you see, 4 out of 6 from the line. And Portland has just taken over in the fourth quarter. They have an 18-5 run and now lead it by 5 with 2:45 remaining. Wilkins. And the Blazers to the backboard.
Well, Drexler is listed as a guard, but he hits the boards too.
And Buck Williams able to get the new 24. Portland has done it down the stretch. We're approaching 2 minutes remaining. Shot clock at 6. Drexler with the fadeaway. It will be Nick Ball.
Watching Drexler dribble the ball, he always has his body between the ball and the man guarding him. Robinson doing a big job on Ewing. He's bothering him physically.
Well, the Knicks going to the outside shot and not able to hit. 1:45 remaining in the fourth. It has been a terrible shooting second half for the Knicks. Williams stripped. Starks on the run. And he is stripped. What a play by Drexler. The Knicks have scored only 8 points in this fourth quarter. Porter.
Well, you would think they were going to hold it up, but Porter figured he could work it out, and he did.
And the Knicks call for a timeout. Portland leads 90-83. And as Porter and Mason come together, words are exchanged. 1:13 remaining in the fourth quarter.
On the boards, superior defense is what wins games. Terry Porter going in for a layup. Patrick Ewing waves at him. Patrick didn't establish his defensive position under the basket, which is where he could have controlled that situation.
Ryan Quinnett has come on for the first time tonight. And Jackson draws the foul. The Knicks have been outscored here in the fourth quarter, 20-8. Drexler called for the foul, his 5th. And Jackson to the free throw line.
Well, I think if the Knicks coaching staff uses a shot chart of where the Blazers scored their field goals tonight, puts a little dot down, under the basket, there's going to be one big dot. I mean, they have really hurt the Knicks inside, and I think if there's a criticism of the Knicks front line tonight, it's their lack of defensive intensity inside the foul line. Too much has happened to them inside the foul line. There hasn't been enough physical play, intimidation, or shot blocking attempts.
It has not been one of the better nights of the season for Patrick Ewing. You don't feel his presence at all. Number of problems here tonight. Xavier McDaniel went a little shot crazy, I thought, in particular when he was not hitting, although you always say you want a guy to shoot out of it, but got to be good shots. And the Knicks free throw shooting died after the decent start. Portland just using the clock now. Porter. And that is using the clock in splendid fashion. 92-84. Portland by 8. Starks bottled up and lost it.
Well, basically, it has been a 31-point second half for the Knicks after 54 in the first half.
What we have seen here, and Wilkins called for the foul, we have seen one of the best teams in the NBA, and the Portland Trailblazers just take the Knicks apart. They dismantled them here in the fourth quarter. And Drexler to the foul line. So the Blazers now with a 93-84 lead. 41 seconds remaining. '84. Gwinnett. He lost it. Another Portland steal. Robinson fouled by Jackson. But Robinson to the free throw line. Check this out. Look at the second half. Blazers with a 27-22 advantage in the third. 24-9 here in the fourth quarter. We're down to 30 seconds remaining. The Knicks low for the season for a quarter, 13 points in the game at Boston in the fourth quarter last week. Blazers now lead 95-84. Wilkins from downtown. Ewing. "15 seconds to go." Knicks looking for a three. Wilkins shoots it. So Portland now leads 95-89 with 7 seconds left. And the foul given by Jackson.
Well, a rather convincing second half as indicated by the Knicks scoring. But once again, it's the combination of offense and defense. And that's the subject Pat Riley constantly has been harping the Knicks on, superior defense. And the Knicks got a fine demonstration tonight put to them by this excellent team.
21 points for Clyde Drexler. So the Knicks will drop to 22-12 and 14-4 here at the Garden, and they have won only 3 of the last 7 at home. That basket counts, and the Portland Trailblazers have defeated the New York Knicks by the score of 96-91. They will not lose any ground, though, on the Boston Celtics, because the Celtics were beaten by the Nets. The final there, 130-120. And Portland now with a record of 24-12. Pretty good back-to-back ball games for the Trailblazers, winning in Cleveland last night and winning here in New York tonight. We'll be back to wrap it right after these messages.